Hello, God's people. God bless you. I just want to share with you 4 things you can do for your pastor. I recall many years ago, I was an assistant pastor in an African church, and the great move of God was felt and seen. People could call me from different parts of the city requesting for prayers and things like that. And it got me to the point that I was feeling I was so important, and felt probably God had shown you more favor above your pastor. Let me just say this to us. No matter how talented or gifted you felt you are, there is only one single source of authority in the church, and that is the main pastor. God humbled me in a very wonderful, gracious way, and I learned my lesson. No matter how talented or gifted you are, don't rub shoulders with your pastor. And that brings me to the point of loyalty. 4 things you need to do for your pastor. One of them is loyalty. Show loyalty to your pastor. Even if you feel in some way you're better than him, you have to lift your pastor to the point of visibility and encourage people to honor him, because he is the only source of authority that God recognizes. Be loyal to your pastor. If you read the book of 2 Samuel 23, you learn about the strong men of David. At some point, some of them had to charge through the dangerous territories of the Philistines to get him a cup of water because he wanted a cup of water. So we must show loyalty, hearty, humility-based loyalty, spirit-based loyalty, not eye service, loyalty that comes issues from the spirit, honest loyalty. Number 2, you have to pray for your pastor. It bears repeating what 2 Timothy 2 says, that request, prayers, intercession, and thanksgiving need to be made for everyone, including your pastor. Don't criticize your pastor. If you criticize your pastor, you're sowing a negative spiritual seed, which is not healthy for the church. Pray for your pastor. Remember, when David was anointed in the book of 2 Samuel 5 verse 17, the Bible said that the Philistines came against him. There is only one target in a spiritual community, that is the leader. When the leader is brought down, the whole congregation was scattered. Remember what happened to Goliath. When Goliath was brought down by David, the Philistines flee. So be a protective shield in the spirit for your pastor. Pray for your pastor. Lift him up. Pray his ministry and his gift into visibility, and God will bless you. Encourage your pastor. Number 3 point. Encourage your pastor. Send beautiful words. Send encouraging words. After all, the second, third missionary journeys of Apostle Paul was merely to encourage the church, to strengthen the church, to build up the church. The journey he started in Antioch in his first missionary journey. So be mindful of the fact that leaders stay in a lonely place. Leadership is lonely. So sometimes our pastors feel alienated from the mainstream. The only way we need to, you don't know what they go through. They suffer, the backlash, spiritual backlash of the activities from Satan. They suffer criticisms from people. You don't even know half of the challenges they go through at home, in the workplace. We need to encourage them and support them in any visible way we can. And finally, number 4, we need to share the burden with our pastor. Remember what Jethro said to Moses in the book of Exodus 18. Find you amongst these people in their 100 and in their 50s and in their 10s. Take part of the responsibility and share it out to them. Now, there is a significant rise in the death of pastors, especially in third world countries, because they are bearing the unfair burden of the church. So if you are talented in any way, you need to bring your talent and your resources, mental, spiritual, professional resources, to bear in the church to support the work your pastor is doing. Remember the words of Ronald Reagan. There's no limit to the good a man can do if he doesn't mind who takes the credit. I think the struggle we have is that who will be sang like David. The women that were singing about David. David slew 10,000, Saul slew 1,000. I mean, it is not about who enjoys the visibility and the praise of